It was supposed to be a fun day for many in Lockport, but it ended in tragedy. Tonight, a tourist attraction in Lockport is now being treated as a crime scene. One person is dead, 11 others injured after a tour boat capsized. This happening at Lockport Cave, an underground boat tour on Gooding Street. Investigators say they got to the scene around 11:30, and they say they found the boat flipped upside down inside the cave. Our Kristen Moran following the story live from Lockport tonight. Kristen.
Well, Leah, like you said, it was supposed to be a fun boat tour ride for nearly 30 people today, but that turned into a tragedy. One man in his 60s died after getting stuck under that boat that toppled over and turned 180 degrees. Investigators, you can see, are still here behind me going through this scene, trying to gather as much evidence to determine exactly what happened today.
It's a tragedy.
Emergency crews racing to the Lockport Cave on Gooding Street Monday morning.
I heard a lot of commotion and sirens and everything.
People like Cynthia Branch and Modesty Littleton, who were nearby, tell me they've never seen anything like this.
And all of a sudden I seen them bringing people up with towels wrapped around them.
Honestly, I thought that it was just crazy about how all this is happening so fast.
Lockport Fire Chief Luca Quigliano says 28 hospitality workers from across Niagara County were on board with one boat staffer. He says toward the end of the trip inside the cave, the boat toppled over, turning 180 degrees.
So the bottom of the boat was upright in the water. Actually, a number of victims were on top of that boat initially when rescues got to them.
One man in his 60s died after getting stuck under the boat. 11 others were brought to Eastern Niagara in Lockport and Mount St. Mary's in Lewiston. Many of those passengers, soaking wet, were wrapped in towels and in shock.
Shaken up is an understatement. But yeah, I mean, as to be expected, certainly in early stages of initial shock. A little bit maybe of mild hypothermia.
Crews say it took a while to reach the passengers. Some were able to get out of the cave on their own. Others needed to be rescued out of a hole.
We pulled 7 people out of a hole about this big that we used a sledgehammer for about midway down. So we extricated about 7 ourselves.
The Lockport community now shaken after a decades-old boat tour turned into a tragedy.
Hopefully, I hope this won't happen again, actually, because this is like really horrendous.
One of these tours looks like this is video from last year. Passengers ride in a pontoon-like boat that can hold up to 40 people. And again, 29 were on board in today's ride. It's well lit and not treacherous at all. Passengers can touch the wall, touch the water. Is only about 5 to 6 feet deep. Life jackets aren't worn on this tour, and no one today, we learned, was wearing a life jacket. Now, multiple agencies from the state even are looking into this, including NTSB, and OSHA. Now, we also heard from officials saying that if they deem after this investigation that this business is unsafe, it could shut down. We're live in Lockport tonight. Kristen Moran, 7 News.
All right, our thoughts are with all the families, or the victims, their families and friends as well. Kristen, thank you for your coverage tonight on that. The 7 News I-team spent the afternoon looking into the history of that Lockport Cave Tour Company, and we found no record of any violations when it comes to passenger safety. The cave and underground boat ride attractions opened 46 years ago in 1977. According to the Facebook page, the company offers guided tours through 5 Erie Canal locks. The cave system it explores was built in the mid-1850s.